Hello, my little sinners and saints. We're going to look at a video today. It's from a few years back. I actually had researched this one time before. I do have pictures that need warning and triggers, and also there's a lot of pictures I didn't put in here. So here we go. Let me see if I can get it big. Oh, yes. New intro. This is Kendrick Johnson. He was described as nice, bright, funny. He had a good character about him. He loved to smile and laughing. I hate reading this, but I'm going to say it because he's a child. But that's what everybody says. Oh, they were so funny and they were this and they were. No, no, people are not always like that. Don't lie. But he was a teenage boy. Okay, we're going with the fun. And what happened to this teenage boy walking through the school gym was captured here on surveillance. Um, I'm not going to show that right now. He came to Lounge. How do they say that school name? High school. Now there's a dead body out there. Kendrick Johnson was found upside down in a rolled gym mat. Investigators say he was, they think, reaching for his shoes and got stuck and died when they found nothing to indicate that this was anything other than a tragic accident. You can tell he was trying to get out, trying to put it in better words. His jaw was messed up. Diagnosis was blunt force trauma. That was by the second autopsy, you'll see. Kendrick Johnson is, this case has not been closed on him. When the body arrived, okay, two people had control of this body, GBI and the funeral home. And when the funeral home got his body, they said there was newspapers stuffed in there and not his organs. This is phone calls. The mom said he didn't have a cell phone, but he was found with a cell phone. This is Kendrick, obviously his mom. His mom worked at the school. This is a picture of his feet. I've been analyzing the socks. I don't know. Something is off about his socks. Loan D's. Loan D's. That's when they called 911 when they found the body. A kid actually found it. This goes into detail about the detective arrived at the high school in reference to the death. The detective was directed to the old gym of the school where he met with the school resource officers. They allowed the detective to approach the area where the body was discovered. The detective did not approach the body as it was within the blue mat. The detective contacted Captain Edwards and advised him, and he was en route. The detective was advised that several students were present when the body was discovered. Well, discovered as well as Coach Philip P. Plow of the school, and he directed them to the office, and he would conduct interviews on them later. This is as you're going in the door, and these over here are the mats. It's another picture. I'll give you a minute if you want to read this. I intended to do a longer presentation on this, but my throat's hurting. It just started. I don't know what's going on. They actually got the deputy marshals in on this case. There's a lot to this. This is all the mats. This is as soon as you walk in the door, this is what you're going to see. And this is to the old gym. And if there, the camera, the one thing about this is that apparently the footage, most of the footage that shows anything, um, is either messed up or lost. How ironic. The camera in the gym showed Kendrick enter the gym but did not leave. Detective attempted to produce a copy of surveillance, but due to some technical problems, he was not able to produce a copy of the surveillance video. The coroner's second report was made after the body was released to the GBI for the official autopsy on January 14th. Watson signed the date of the report on January 22nd. He claimed the scene where Kendrick's body was found, he, quote unquote, he had been compromised and there was no cooperation from law enforcement on the scene. These are the things, and I'm going to show you pictures of them that was observed by the cop or GBI. There was a black shoe. Now, this shoe is not the shoes that belong to Kendrick. And there's another shoe that comes into play too. It's a black and white Adidas. But now this shoe does match the ones that they use to play basketball. So I don't know. There was a blue uh, physical education book found, a yellow notebook and pen. This is just like you would keep your little papers in and stuff, you know, physical science. I know I had a better picture. Okay, here we got a demo. Anybody knows in about 15 minutes, you're pretty much dead if you're on your head. This is another pair or shoe that was found at none of the bleachers. Now had this substance on it. It was sent away. It was not blood. Um, I don't know if they ever found. They never said anything about finding the kill. You know, like the owner of the shoe or anything. Um, the school said they was not going to have a vigil for him. There was a visual held, but they said they wasn't gonna have it for him. I'm not sure if this is the same shoe from when they had got Kendrick out of the thing because obviously there's going to be blood. But this is another shoe. Maybe he had these shoes on, or these were the shoes he was gonna, put on for PE or whatever they were doing. because I think they were going to play basketball. And this guy here is trying to demonstrate that it can't be done to get into that. That's bullshit. You know good and well that your body would move around and everything trying to get your shoes. My thought was, why didn't he knock it over? But I guess when you're in that kind of situation, you may not think of that. But why didn't he try to knock the mat over and then he could have crawled out? And then also, they act like that he couldn't have got in there. You're telling me, y'all remember those mats? Y'all remember? You could have got in there if you wanted to. And there's some names that's been redacted here. It's incident report two. This is one of the brothers that we will be talking about in a moment. This is the other one. He walks this way and then he's holding the bag. And then when he comes back out of the bathroom, he's got on a different outfit. He said that's because he was going to some kind of practice or something. I don't know. This is the brothers. These have been at the top of the list of suspects. The only problem is that their father used to work for the FBI. And none of this may be a total just tragic accident. I mean, it could just be just horrific. But with all these other little factors like, oh, it looks odd. I'm not saying that these boys killed him. That's not what I'm saying at all. I don't know what happened. And can kind of theorize, but I don't know. And they say because that he was an FBI agent, that's how they got the video surveillance taken away. I just think there was odd things. I'm not a person that believes in coincidences though. So I'm not sure. And then they had a I don't want to say protest, but like they went out and were trying to get things changed for him. This was another autopsy that was performed. Looking for the cause of death. Cause of death, asphyxiation. Well, I guess that's kind of true too, because if he was on his head, then the blood run to his head and he would have probably smothered. So the body, it was room temperature. Rigor mortis was absent. The head and neck and upper torso and extremities, black and dreadlocks, brownish with congestive decomposition changes. Teeth, natural and good condition. Facial hair, thin black chin hair. Fingernails, intact, trimmed, and worn short. No obvious foreign body material present. That'll be discussed too. Because one of them cuts his fingernails, and apparently they sent it off, but there was nothing up under them, and they never have proof that they sent them off. And so they couldn't cut them to see if that, like it scratched his attacker, if there was an attacker. And this right here, okay, it could have been a fight. It could have been him trying to push his body weight up off the ground. I mean, it's crazy. See where they had cut the nail supposedly. To me, I think there's plenty enough nail here to cut to try, but they did the Y shape on the torso, down the abdomen, all what they do. Didn't find nothing. And he was starting to decompose, even though it only been a day. And I mean, I'm assuming though it's probably a little warm in the school. These were the two last people to handle his body before he went in the ground. And on another, oh shit, really? Medical examiner says there was blunt force trauma, right neck, acute hemorrhage, soft tissue of upper neck, um, post postal hemorrhage, post. Oh, not good with medical terms. Mandible. All this really describes somebody that fell on their head, maybe like fell on their neck and possibly broke it. So I'm saying that the evidence could show both ways. It's blunt force trauma. I mean, how much did he weigh? You know, what if he got in there and then he slid down and he turned his head sideways and hit the cement? You know, let's say 200 pounds hitting the cement. That's going to cause some trauma. Then again, what if he didn't? You know, I mean, it's like, come on. This is him entering the gym. This is one of the two light, and then he starts taking off running. And I don't know why he's running. The time to me would be maybe he's late for class. I don't know. Um, but we'll never know. But these were the last photos of him alive. You can see he's not real big. I mean, you know, it's not like he could he in his mind, if he did go in to get the shoes, in his mind he thought that he was, you know, that he was skinny enough to get in there and get those shoes, and maybe even tall enough. I just noticed something. Does it look like he has shoes on right here? This is when he come into the gym. Nobody's ever noticed that. I mean, is it just me? Leave your thoughts down in the comments because that's kind of making me wonder now. And this was him exiting the gym for the last time. This was anonymous email saying that this was no accident. And I think this guy was the one that sent it, or he sent something. It was all bullshit. And there was actual proof of where all three were at the time that he would have been killed. So the brothers were cleared. But their dad apparently was doing some shady shit or something. And they come in. This is a picture of them coming in on the brothers at the to get the father. This is just talking about. I think you need to take another look into this case. There's a lot of things that just don't seem right. I guess that's it. Um, but still to this day, there is not anyone that has been charged for this crime, and it is still an open case. They may have closed it by now, but I'd really like to know what happened to that young man because I'd like to know if it was just a tragic accident, um, and definitely make prevention so that there's no more, you know, incidents like that. But if somebody did, um, like hurt him or something, because there was a rumor that Kendrick had slept with one of the brothers' girlfriends a while back. So I don't know, but it to me there needs to be it resolved. There needs to be an answer one way or another. There needs to be evidence proving something, and somebody's overlooking something small and something simple, and it just needs to be resolved. Thank you for joining me, and I will see you later. Bye.